behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Paul Mash TV. Paul Mash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got another great interview lined up for you in just a moment. But before we begin, as always, click that subscribe button and the bell down there if you haven't already. And anytime we have a new interview ready for you to watch, they'll notify you. And you can always leave a comment on the comment section if you'd like. And if you want to follow us on Facebook, go to facebook.com/Paul Mash TV. And there you can also comment on everything you see and send us an inbox. We'd love to hear from you. And if you'd also like to email us, you can. It's paulmashtv, all one word, at gmail.com. And if you're a band or even a solo artist that want to be on the show, just email us and we'll show you how to do that. But we'd also love to hear from you if you're a fan. So if you're just simply a fan, email us and we'll get back to you. And all this is going to be recapped at the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. From Melbourne, Australia today, we have a duo called The Long and Short of It, and they're really awesome, and I think you're going to agree. And we're going to get to that interview in just a second because it starts right now. Okay, here we are, and with us from Melbourne, Australia, we have The Long and Short of It, and very talented, awesome group, and I want to thank you guys for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us, Paul. We really appreciate it.
It's a real pleasure, Paul.
Yeah,
we're glad to have you here today. First of all, let's hear your names. Tell everybody who you are.
Okay, my name's Patsy 2.
And my name's David Baird.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, how did it all start for you? I mean, I'm sure you've always loved music ever since you were a kid. Maybe the story gets deeper than that, but tell us in your own words. We'd love to hear.
Yeah, we before we met and teamed up, we were both individually very enthusiastic about music. We were never really out there in the public eye and, treating it as a profession back in those days. But until we sort of hooked up and started playing music together. But I was playing from a rather early age. From about 8 years old, I took classical guitar lessons. I did that for about 3 or 4 years. And I was starting to write songs and, learn cover songs and that from that age. And it was good because I was learning to read music as well as play music. I had a very good classical guitar teacher, and that's sort of where my career, but I was just playing for my own pleasure. I never thought that I'd be doing anything more than that than just sort of, singing at home in the bathroom or in the bedroom until I sort of met Patsy. So, I think we both sort of realized our potential when we met.
Yeah, Paul, so David just started working with a vocal coach, a local one, and he said that Dave had a very special gift and he ought to be out there doing public performances. So one of David's first public performances was down at the Pirates Tavern, and the Pirates Tavern is a not-for-profit club, like a charity, and I was the president at the time. Mm-hmm. And there was an Irish band playing, and they said to Dave, why don't you do your little sets in between our breaks? And so I was listening to the music out the front and I was doing a sausage sizzle. And
I was still very nervous back then.
And all of a sudden I heard this voice, and it was David singing, and I was completely mesmerized. And I went inside and I still had a sausage on the end of the fork of the barbecue fork. And I went inside, and there's this little guy sitting up there on a seat, and he had sort of sweat patches from here down to his waist. He was singing with his eyes closed. That's how nervous he was. And after he finished his set, I went up and said, I introduced myself and said, would you sing a duet with me? And what did you do?
I didn't know what to say.
You ran away.
I was still getting over the nerves of public performance, and so I didn't know what to say. I said, "Oh, can I think about it?" Or whatever. I don't know.
You ran away.
But eventually, I said. She kept asking me, so and I said yes, okay. We've got nothing to lose. Let's give this a try. And Patsy thought that we had very complimentary voices. I don't know how she knew that back then, but it actually worked out that way. That we, the tonal values in our voice actually blend very well together. So yeah, we do everything pretty much in harmony, which
Yeah.
is, you know, a bit different to
the norm.
other people.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good story. I'm glad that you guys met each other and were able to, harmonize, just perfectly. And hope you guys will be doing this for quite a while.
Oh, we really appreciate that, Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing this for how long?
Oh, too
now?
many years. Quite a few years, Paul. Yeah. I think 15.
15, yeah.
15 years,
15,
yeah.
16 years.
Yeah.
And when we first started singing, we actually spent a whole year just learning popular cover songs, and we would go down to that local tavern where we met on a Saturday afternoon and just sing and play, and for nothing. We just do it for the experience, and that's how we sort of got our start. And then more people were coming every week to listen to us, and we realized that we're starting to build a fan base, and maybe we should take this a bit more seriously.
And we did. Yeah.
Well, that's good, guys. Hope, like I said, hopefully you'll be around for a while and making people happy, and that's what it's all about anyway. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
well, what are some of the artists that you grew up with that really inspired you to be the artist here today? I mean, I'm sure there's a few that come to mind.
Yes.
For me, I was always, I always liked the Americana sort of sound music, and from folk to bluegrass, country music. But one of my favorites, was James Taylor. I sort of grew up loving James Taylor. He's unique. I mean, as a songwriter, I think James Taylor is absolutely awesome. And he has a very unique way of playing guitar, and he just has a style that is just totally different to everybody else. And I really thought that was awesome. And his picking and his hammer-ons and that what he does with the guitar is what really inspired me from an early age. And even to like Elton John, grew up loving Elton John. People like that really inspired me when I was starting out.
Yeah. We used to, when I was growing up, we'd sit around the piano, because I play keys and piano, and as a family, and we'd sing a whole lot of older, country songs. But we used to sing a lot of Johnny Cash in our house as well. And in fact, Dave and I do a couple of Johnny Cash songs, because of the Johnny and June kind of stuff. But we actually do sing mostly in harmony, as you know, rather than singing in unison. So we actually have a bit of a different variation on those songs. But I agree. I love James Taylor as well. The thing that we love about country music, particularly, is the lyrics, and the fact that you can hear the song. You can actually hear the lyrics of the song and the story that the song is portraying. So we love that, don't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's what, because of our harmony blend and the storytelling, I think that's what sort of pulled us more towards the country music scene.
Yeah.
And there was even people sort of saying that they thought that genre would really suit our sound as well earlier on. And it wasn't too hard being, growing up loving country music. And,
well, you used to sing your Pride as well, didn't you? Your grandma.
Yeah, I was at grandma's place. She always had, when my parents were at work, I used to stay there, and she would always have, country music playing on a
Charlie Pride,
and all those people, and so that sort of got into my head from a fairly early age, and it sort of stuck. So I'm glad it did.
Yeah, those are good artists, like you mentioned, James Taylor, Elton John, even just to me, you mentioned Charlie Pride. He's definitely a legend, and so I can see how you get your style from there. People watching this right now might want to say, how am I going to download your music, or where am I going to follow you on social media? Why don't you let everybody know that?
Yeah, okay. So we are the long and short of it. And but if you look up on Spotify or any of those sort of social media channels, it's usually long.short.duo, and the same applies to YouTube. So we've actually got quite a lot of our songs that we've released over the years in video as well. So people can get to, see us performing those songs. So we're on every major social social platform that people can sort of stream or listen to. And our website is the long and short of it.com.au, because the AU, of course, being Australia. Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody do that. Go to those streaming media sites and also the social media sites as well, and follow the long and short of it. And I know they would love you for that. And we're going to be watching that video in just a minute of it. I think it's called A Little Love Will Fix It. I do believe it's called.
Oh yeah, Little Love Will Fix You Up. Yeah, thanks so much for that.
And
Yeah.
yeah, no, really great song, and I know everybody will love it too. And is there a story behind it? I'm sure it's self-explanatory, but give us a little detail about the story of that song.
Yeah, it's sort of it's a concept for that song sort of came about, whereas love can sort of heal most things, and sometimes if you're in a relationship, or sometimes relationships need to end to find something that that's better, and sometimes and that's what the whole sort of song is based around, and it's a very positive message. Like the whole album, we wanted to keep it uplifting and a positive message running through the whole album, so and that's just one of the songs that one of the concepts that we came up with that song.
Yeah, and Dave wrote that song with our producer in Nashville, Kenny Royster. So we wrote the last album, which is called Midnight Choir, and we got a #1 on the ARIA chart in Australia, which was really a first for us.
We were absolutely blown away by that. That was the first for us, a #1 position, and we're absolutely stoked. But we've been working with Kenny for quite a few years now, and we just love his work. He's a great vocal coach and an awesome producer. He also produced a lot of the Luke Coombs stuff as well. So we know we're in good hands with him.
Yeah.
Okay, and the video itself is really awesome too. And
thank you.
And I know everyone will agree with that. And we'll get to that in just a second. But guys, we want to thank you so much for being on the show today. Come back anytime you want to plug something new, like an upcoming single or something, and we'll have you back on. You can promote that.
Oh, that's really kind of you. Thank you so much for having us, Paul. Really appreciate it.
Really respect your report, mate. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, no problem. And here it is. A Little Love Will Fix You Up by the long and short of it, and it starts right now.
When you feel your world will never ever be the same, there's no way you could get over the break. Stealing for a healing left you feeling that you can't trust. Oh, a little bit of love, a little love will fix you up.